onto your mats. We are going to start tonight with the Pilates portion of the program, and then we'll move on to do some yoga. So, lay on down here. Maybe stretch out if that feels good. Let go of, in my case, work meeting, whatever you had going on. And then go ahead and plant your feet on the floor, fairly close to your body. Palms on the mat, shoulders rolling into the mat. And just start focusing on your breath right now. So we're going to start with Pilates, so you can start with the Pilates breath if you would like. So it's an inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And you want to use that exhalation and feel the abdominal muscles really contract and tighten, and that's going to support you through the practice. Begin to draw your belly button in, so you're contracting those abdominal muscles, and notice if you're imprinting on the mat. What we don't want is a big arch in the back and all this space and our ribs sticking up. You want to pull the rib cage in and let that low back press into the mat, so you feel like you're imprinting your spine all the way along. So we'll start warming up through the spine, beginning inhaling, lifting up the pelvis, the hips, rising up one vertebra at a time until you come up to your shoulders, and then exhaling as you lower down one vertebra at a time, pulling that belly button in, trying to press down, 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 bone by bone until you get all the way back down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. If you'd like, integrating the arms, inhaling up, arms reaching overhead if that's okay on your shoulders, exhaling as you release back down. As always, the most important is matching breath to movement. Focusing on the breath and focusing on that movement. Whenever you finish this last one, go ahead and let the arms go down and do one more just to lift the hips and the pelvis up, coming up to that shoulder bridge. Walk your shoulders a little bit more under you so that you're really supported. Palms are in the mat. Keep those knees parallel so they're not dropping open or falling in. You have to use your gluteal muscles to keep them there in the middle. Chin towards chest as always, so you're not putting pressure on your neck. And we're just going to make little pulses towards the ceiling, just squeezing the gluteal muscles, so you're just firing those on. We're not going to do that whole glute series tonight, I promise. I just want you to start to think about warming up the gluteal muscles. So it's a tiny movement. If you notice, I'm barely moving. We're not doing a full up and down. It's like you're at the highest point you can be at, and you just squeeze a little bit higher. Continuing to breathe, inhaling and exhaling as you go for about 5 more seconds. And the next time you exhale, go ahead and lower down one vertebra at a time, bone by bone, and hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a little rock. We'll continue our warm-up with the rolling like a ball. Anyone with spinal issues, osteoporosis, any pain in your back, if you have particularly knobby on vertebral column, sometimes this is uncomfortable, you can just skip it. Otherwise, if you've got nothing keeping you from doing it, go ahead and bring yourself to a seated position. Hands on the ankles or the shins. Chest is open, shoulders are down and back, gaze is forward with the chin ever so slightly towards the chest. You're not looking at the ceiling and you're not tucking just yet, just neutral neck. You're going to pull the belly button in, let the hips rock back. Now bring the chin close to the chest, rock back onto your shoulder blades, and then rock back up to sit and balance. If you get stuck like a little bug on your back, that's okay. That will happen. The more you're tucked into a ball, the more you'll be able to roll. And just try not to go onto your neck or onto your head, ideally. 1 or 2 more. And finish in a seated position. And go ahead and extend your legs in front of you. So feet, legs are separated, almost mat distance. We're growing nice and tall through the rib cage, the vertebrae. Roll those shoulders down and back. Arms extend. If you find you're slumped, bend your knees a little bit to release that tension in the hamstring. Roll the shoulders down in the back pocket. Spine stretch forward. So this is a rounded back. Arms stay high. They're not going to touch the toes, parallel to the floor. Chin goes to chest. Inhale and exhale as you pulse. Exhale, exhale, Exhale. Inhale, roll up to sit. Each breath you stretch a little further. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale, head drops between the arms. 2, 3, without bouncing. Sometimes what I see is people are bouncing up and down. What we want to do is reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Inhale up. Last time. Exhale, 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 and release. Inhale, arms extend up. Yoga style, hinging forward with a long straight spine. So now the chest is lifted. Let the arms release down. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the spine long, gazing out in front of you. Trying to extend out of your hips and your low back. Maybe grabbing onto calf or ankles or feet or toes, wherever you can reach. Taking a couple of breaths. Think about lengthening. So even though you're going down, it's more of a forward than a down. So we're lifting, lengthening, like that string is pulling you from the crown of the head at an angle. And then go ahead and release into this, letting the head drop, letting the back round. Hi, Joe. I think that's Joella joined. Hello. Couple of breaths here. And then bringing yourself up to sit, bending both knees, holding on behind your thighs to roll yourself down. Joel, if that's you, make sure you're muted. I don't see the little red microphone. I can't hear anything, but I just don't see that. And then we're gonna do the leg stretch series. So starting with single leg stretch. Right hand, right ankle, left hand below the right knee, left leg's extended. So remember, belly button in throughout this. You wanna keep the back imprinted, chin towards chest. So you're gonna lower this leg down as low as you need it to go to not arch your back, but to challenge your core. Elbows are wide, head and shoulders lift as high as you can lift them. Inhale, right leg comes in, exhale, switch. Inhale, right hand, right ankle. Exhale, left hand, left ankle. Inhale. Nice sharp movements. We're not going fast, but they're definitely distinct. In, extend, out, hug in. And 3, and 2. Last one, finish left, hug both knees in, keep the head lifted, tuck into a ball, let it all out. Inhale, arms up, legs out, belly button in without arching the back. Exhale, wrap it in. Inhale, extend, lower the legs down to challenge without arching the back. Exhale, hug it in. If your back lifts up, bring the legs higher. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, hold it out. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. It's a little bit like a low boat, not quite, but almost Ardha Navasana. And bring the right leg in. Catch it behind the thigh, not the knee, the calf or the ankle. Lower the left leg as much as you want. And switch. Left leg in. Inhale, right leg in. Exhale, switch. Keeping chest and shoulders steady. Eyes to thighs, imagining that soft peach between your chin and your chest. Hips don't wobble. Nothing wobbles. When a teacher of mine said, no wiggling, no jiggling. And 3, and 2. Keep the legs straight the whole time. It's not a bicycle, this one. Last one. Finish up here. Both legs come up. Hands behind the head, elbows wide. Pressing that back into the mat, pulling the belly button in. Lower the legs down, but don't let the back arch, so it's probably only a little movement. Exhale, pull them back up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, pull up with control. You can always take a break and come back and join us by connecting all these exercises in one without lowering the head. It makes it super hard. 3, and 2. Last one, keep the head lifted, bending the knees to tabletop for crisscross. Inhale, exhale, twist. Back elbow goes to the floor, knee comes aiming for the shoulder, and the front elbow stays wide. Exhale, inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Keeping the knees in line with the ankles, so the shins are parallel. You could be balancing a glass of wine on those shins when they're in the middle. Inhale, inhale. 3 more rounds. 2 more. Last one. And release everything down. Hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little rock. Place both feet on the mat, but wide this time. So they're kind of mat's distance apart. And we're just going to swish. Knees back and forth like windshield wipers, dropping down to the mat. Or wherever they go, they might not go to the mat, just to loosen up through the hips here. Just release. If there's any tension in the low back, this should let that go. If you're feeling any pain in your low back, you were probably arching your back, so you want to modify. Always bringing the legs higher is how we modify. And rock yourself up to sit. Second rolling exercise is rolling in tabletop. So we bring our legs to tabletop. If you struggled in rolling like a ball, keep working and rolling like a ball, okay? This is level 1. If rolling like a ball was easy and you're ready to move on, come to tabletop. In tabletop, hands are in ankles or calves, chest is still open and lifted, shoulders are still rolling down and back, chin towards chest. Inhale, exhale, roll the shoulder blades. Inhale, exhale, come up and balance. So again, this is the follow-on for rolling like a ball. The idea is to keep these legs the same. Notice that my legs aren't kicking, they're not bending, they're absolutely rigid in the same position. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time, bringing yourself up to sit and balance. Growing tall through the spine. If you want, extend one leg. Bring it back in. If you want, extend the other leg. Bring it back in. We got a casualty. And balance. Excellent. Place those feet on the mat. Coming to the saw. So I've got to face you for this one or I hit the wall. So again, feet are about a little less than mat distance apart. So you're like a really narrow piece of pizza. Arms are extended. Shoulders are down and back in their back pockets. Reaching opposite pinky finger to opposite pinky toe. And the 3 exhales is stretching forward, not bouncing up and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Inhale back to center. Inhale back to center. Turning your ear towards your knee. Front palm flips down. Back palm flips up. Good. Inhale. Last time, both sides. Inhale. And back to center and releasing down. Nice work. Okay. We're going to do spinal roll-up. So spinal roll-up uses that same concept we've been doing with the rolling like a ball, of pulling the belly in, rounding through the spine to roll down one vertebra at a time, and then it's a spine stretch forward. So for now, holding onto the back of your legs, you can see just how slowly you can roll down. Let those hands walk down the thighs, pull the belly button in, feel what that feels like to go down one vertebra at a time. You want to try to find that in your spinal roll-up. I'm going to do the first 2 modified to show you, and then we'll take it to the next level. Stay at the modified if it's hard for you. Arms straight up from shoulders. Feet are planted, belly button is in. It's a quick roll-up. So we inhale, use the breath to roll up. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, spine stretch forward. Inhale to sit up, bending the knees. Exhale to roll back. If you struggle with this, you can always hold on to your thighs. And again, inhale, exhale to roll up. Inhale, exhale to stretch forward. Inhale to sit up tall, and exhale to roll back. Continue doing that or do the full version. I'm going to cue the modification. I'm going to do the more advanced version. So modified, you've got your knees bent. Everybody inhale, everybody exhale to roll up. Inhale, legs stretch forward. Exhale, spine stretch forward. Inhale, sit up tall, bending your knees if you're doing the modification. Exhale to roll back, one vertebra at a time. Bend your knees, plant your feet for the modification. Inhale, exhale, everyone roll up. Inhale, exhale, stretch forward. Bend your knees, plant your feet on the floor to modify. Exhale, roll back, one vertebra at a time, knees bent. Inhale, bend your knees, feet on the floor. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, stretch forward, knees straight. Exhale, stretch forward. Inhale, bend the knees, plant the feet. Roll back, one vertebra at a time. Two more. Bend the knees. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Stretch forward. Exhale, extend. Inhale, sit up tall. Bend the knees to modify. Exhale to roll back. Last time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, stretch forward. Sit up tall. Last exhale, as slowly as you can. Roll back, stop, wherever you are. Hold it. Roll back one more vertebra and stop. And hold it. Roll back one more and stop. Chin to chest. Roll back one more. Hopefully the low back is on the mat. Are you shaking? I'm shaking. Roll back one more. Shoulders still lifted. Shaking, hold it. Roll back a tiny bit more. And release all the way down. Stretch your arms overhead. And let it go. All right, leg circles to work on your hamstring flexibility and abdominal strength. So, feet on the mat. We're going to start with the right leg. So left foot is planted, right leg is extended. This is always your modification. This is one that you can work at any position. That leg can be anywhere along the mat. This is the most advanced, the most flexible, I should say. All right, so I like mine somewhere around here. Rotate that right leg from the hip so your toes are pointing out. Chin towards chest, palms in the mat, shoulders roll down and back. Imagine you have a pencil on your toe and you're making dinner plate size circles on the ceiling. You're going to come across the body. Inhale, exhale, back to the top. Inhale, stop at the top. Inhale. 3 more. Inhale. Full version, leg extended. That's more about flexibility than anything else. Last one, stop at the top. Now we go out. Out to the side, across to the top. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So the whole leg is moving. One big unit. Sometimes I see just ankles rolling. It's the whole leg. One more. This time, big circles across. So you bring the leg all the way across, swoop down as much as you want, swoop back up, and stop. 5. Keeping nice and stable. The key with this one is no wiggling through your hips and waist. Imagine you have a hot cup of coffee balancing there. You don't want to spill it. Nothing is moving except your leg, and stop. Out, swoop down, and stop. And 5. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 3. And 2. Last one. Hug that right knee into the chest, extend the left leg, push it away. Give yourself a stretch. Bend the left knee, cross the right ankle across it, pressing that knee away. Bring the hands behind your head. We're going to do some crunches. You're working your left shoulder towards that right knee. Inhale, exhale, twist, and back down. We'll do 10. So that's 5 more. 4 more. Last one, switching sides. So you're bringing right elbow towards right knee, crunching sideways and down. Crunching knee. This time you actually are reaching, trying to touch your knee, but just make sure you're not bringing your knee to your elbow. I want you to keep opening the hip, so keep your knee where it is. Try to bring your elbow to your knee. For 3, for 2, last one, and release. Switching sides. Right leg is bent, left leg is straight up from the hip. Adjusting that right foot as much as you need for your flexibility. Shoulders roll down and back, palms in the mat, belly button in. Keep that back flat. If your back is arching, you've got to bend your knee more. You don't get an award for having your legs straight. You'll just have a sore back if you're not ready for it. I don't want that. Rotate from the hip, toe points out. 6 small circles across the body. Inhale, exhale, stop. Chin to chest. You're not looking at the wall behind you. Inhale for the first half, exhale for the second half. And 2. Last one. Reverse direction. Inhale, exhale. So these are small. Remember that pencil on the top of your toe. You're tracing a circle in the ceiling and it's like probably bigger than a dinner plate, maybe like a large pizza. And 2, last one. Now you can make them big. Come across the body, swoop it down, swoop it around and stop. But notice I'm not moving through my hips and torso. The only thing moving is that leg. So don't make this circle any bigger than you can keep it in control. And 2, and 1. This is the most deceptively difficult exercise, I think. Going out for 6. Because it's like, oh, you're not doing anything. You're just moving your leg in a circle, right? Super easy. Not so much. Inhale, exhale. And 3, this is a killer on the abs. Great for the hamstring. If you're doing it with control. If it feels easy, chances are you're not doing it right. Hug the left leg in, extend the right leg long. That's the case with most Pilates exercises. They're not easy. You can make it harder. Never feel like it's easy. Always adjust and challenge yourself. Bend the right knee, cross the left ankle over. So we're pushing that knee away. We're doing double trouble here. We're opening up our hip and we're also working our abs. Hands behind the head, clasp the hands together. Keep those elbows wide. We're not tugging on our head. Lift up, cross over for 10. 5, 3, the last one, releasing down, left elbow to left knee, crunching sideways for 10. So you're bending to the side on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, back to center, coming to our Supta Konasana. So butterfly legs, feet come together, knees drop open, continuing with our hip opening. And we're going to crunch up here. Keep the elbows wide, crunch up to center, and release. 5 more. Lifting as high as you can. Get those shoulders all the way off the mat without tugging on your head. Last one, and release that down, rocking yourself up to sit. Okay, challenge option. I need space for this one. Only if you want to. So we're going to roll. Remember your options for rolling. Option 1, you can roll like a ball. Option 2, you can come to tabletop. Only my more advanced practitioners, if you want to work in option 3, open leg rocker, you may. You can hold on to thighs, but it's harder. Otherwise, if you can reach calves and ankles, it's going to be better. You can do this with bent legs as well. Really important not to go back onto your head and onto your neck. Same idea, we pull the belly button in, rock back to shoulders, inhale, exhale, rock back up to balance with control. So again, this one you can hurt yourself if you're not ready for it, because if you land on your head, it doesn't feel good. Work here. Practice tabletop. Practice rolling like a ball. You don't do tabletop, you don't do rolling, what's this? Open leg rocker the first time. You've got to master the other 2 first. Hold on here. Like this. Open leg rocker, or what's this one? Tabletop. Once you've done as many as you want to do in whatever position, go ahead and balance. So whether you're in tabletop, rolling like a ball, or open leg rocker, see if you can balance with your feet off the mat. Chest lifted, shoulders down and back. Wherever you are, see if you can let go of your hands. Can you extend your arms? And tabletop is fine, you could be here. Legs off the mat, lift those legs up. Wherever you are, everyone roll on down to the mat and hug your knees into your chest. Giving yourself a little rock. Good, rock yourself up to sit. Spinning over onto hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Belly button pulling in. Couple cow cats to get that spine moving again. Inhaling through cow. Exhaling through cat. Doing 3 to 5 of these depending on your breath. Whatever pace you want to go. And after you've done that, whenever you want, do one more cat. Take a few breaths in that last cat, really pushing the hands into the mat, pulling the belly button up, really spreading the shoulder blades. And when you're ready, go ahead and release that down into child's pose, stretching your arms forward, releasing your head onto the mat, and pausing for a couple of breaths. All right, coming back onto hands and knees. Belly button in, extending the right leg straight behind you, pushing it away just at hip height. Holding here. Making circles with that leg, one direction. Again, keeping the back absolutely stable. Nothing moving except the hip socket. And reverse that direction. And pause at center, our scorpion push-up. So we're going to hug the elbows to the rib cage as we dive down, nose towards the mat, and press back up. Nose towards mat, and up. You can make these smaller. You don't need to go all the way down to the mat if that doesn't work for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Swing that right leg all the way forward, rising up, hinging forward, opening up the hip socket. The hand can stay here on the back of the thigh, top of the thigh I should say. Really driving forward, so you're really extending through here. If you'd like, extending those arms up, opening chest towards the ceiling, pulling the shoulder blades down, maybe a bit of a gaze up. If you'd like, releasing the right arm down, left arm reaches even further, opening up even further, driving forward, feeling that stretch from your armpit all the way down through your left leg. And then cycle those arms down onto the mat, coming up to your runner's lunge or leaving that knee on the mat, okay? So your option 1 is knee stays on the mat. Option 2 is runner's lunge, because we're going to twist. So you're bringing your left elbow, as I fall over, left elbow to your right knee to twist. This can be done with the left knee on the mat or lifted. Checking that knee is over ankle on the right side. Option to gaze towards the ceiling. Good, releasing that back to center. If your back knee is on the mat, go ahead and lift it up and rise all the way up to your high lunge. Left heel is lifted, front knee is bent as deeply as you want, lifting nice and tall. Finding your center here in your high lunge. We're going to work on our dip. So remember, we always focus on the back leg, not the front leg. I want you bending straight down, straight up, not tracking forward. That's going to hurt your knee. This one's great to do in front of a mirror. Arms are going to go up as legs go down. So bending, arms stretch up, left knee bends, exhale, extend. Inhale, bending down. Nice and controlled. 8 more. Inhale up for 7. And 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Keep those arms up, press that leg away, nice deep bend. Opening this up to warrior 2, so the back foot pivots and drops down, arms extend, front leg stays right where it is, nice deep bend. Our drifting seaweed side angle bend to reverse warrior. Right arm comes down to the right thigh, left arm reaches overhead, exhale. Inhale through center, reverse warrior. Left hand behind the back, right arm reaches up. Inhale through center, exhale, side ankle bend. Inhale, exhale, reverse warrior. The bottom half of the body isn't moving. Front knee stays nicely bent, just working our torso, our abs, as it were. 3, 2, last one. And back to Virabhadrasana 2. Extending that front leg, walking the back foot forward a little bit, preparing for triangle. Hinging forward, reaching, reaching, reaching. Your option. You can keep this right arm extended out here. That's your more challenging position. Regular triangle, go ahead and drop that arm down. And then the top arm can reach overhead. So your option here is your traditional triangle where your arms are opposite one another. Your challenge option is to bring the arms overhead. Both legs are straight, shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. Everybody, we're going to rise up together for 3, 2, and 1. Reversing the triangle, left hand behind the back, right palm flips up. Opening towards the sky. Good, cartwheel this down to the mat. Step the right foot back, plank position. As always in plank, you can drop down to knees to modify. Belly button in, you're looking in between your thumbs. Inhale, exhale, use the exhale to contract the core to support yourself. Looking at hands rather than toes. Are your hips dropping? Make sure they're parallel to the floor. Halfway there. We're doing a minute. Option here, lift the right leg and hold it. Without moving anything else in the body, without lifting the hips. If you lifted your right leg, release it, lift the left leg and hold it. Last 5 seconds. Step that down, press back, downward facing dog. Jogging through, bending one knee, bending the other knee. Pressing both heels into the mat, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Make sure your head is loose, neck is loose. And dropping down onto knees, stretching back on your heels, child's pose, just for a couple of breaths. Rising back up, hands and knees. Left leg extends. Holding here, belly button in, torso stable. And circling the leg one direction. So it's small circles, but with the whole leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, reverse direction. Again, whatever your beverage you're balancing, it's on your back now. Don't let your whole back and hips and torso move, just the leg. 2 and 1. Scorpion push-ups. So we did 8 last time. So the elbows hug the ribcage. We dive down, nose towards the mat, and press back up. Inhale, exhale, press back up. Four more. And 3, 2, last one. Swinging that left leg forward now. Low crescent lunge on this side, hands behind the left knee, hinging forward, opening up that right hip socket, chest lifted. So you're really driving forward in this, and that's what's going to stretch the left hip flexor. If you want, extending the arms up, opening through the chest and shoulders. If you want, gaze coming towards the ceiling. And if you want, left arm dropping down behind to open up a little bit more through the right side of the body. Good, releasing this down, hands to the mat. So remember, we're doing our twist next. So it's your option if you keep that right knee on the mat or if you come up to your runner's lunge. Either way, right elbow is going against the left knee, turning to the left. Knee up or knee down, it does not matter. Just don't fall over like me. I find this one hard to do while talking. Couple of deep breaths. The idea is to twist, so the more you can press against that thigh, the more you can bring the gaze towards the ceiling, opening up the chest and shoulders, the better. Releasing back to center. If that back knee is dropped, go ahead and lift it up so you can rise up to your high lunge. Right knee pressing back, or right heel rather, extending the right knee over left ankle. Remember, we're going to dip. The focus is on the back knee, so you're driving straight down, straight up, not forward and back. Inhale to drop down, exhale to left. Back knee bends, don't worry about the front knee, won't be able to help it to bend. 7, 6, it doesn't have to touch the mat. As close as you're able to get it without hurting yourself. And 3, and 2. Last one, just finding that lunge, pushing that leg back. Opening this up, Virabhadrasana 2. Right foot pivots and plants. Nice deep bend in the left knee. Arms extend. Side angle bend. Inhale, exhale. Reverse warrior. Inhale, exhale. For 4. Side angle bend. So remember, we're staying nice and open. Shoulders are stacked. Hips are stacked. 2 more. Last one. Warrior 2. Extend the front leg for triangle, wiggling the back foot a little bit closer. Hinging forward as much as you can. Remember your options. Regular triangle, left arm drops down, right arm comes up. If you're feeling strong and you want to work the core more, the arms extend overhead, but don't sacrifice your form just to get in this position. 3, 2, and 1, and then slowly up for 3, 2, and 1. Reverse your triangle. And cartwheel that down to the mat, stepping the left foot back to meet the right. Plank position. Good news, only 30 seconds in your plank. Because then, of course, we're going to do side plank. As always, option to drop to knees and modify your plank. I know I sound like a broken record, but when I teach live classes, I always give the options, and everyone only does what I do. People only seem to think they want to modify if I modify. 3 more seconds, and then transitioning. I'm going to go right side, and you do whatever side you want. Right hand to the middle of the mat, flipping onto your right foot. So remember, you can drop this knee in your modified plank. You can have one foot in front of the other. You can stack them. My hands move too far away from my body. And if you want, you can lift the top leg. Well, that's not all of your options. Those are a mere portion of your options. Coming to the other side, left hand in the middle of the mat. Coming down, either dropping your left knee, stacking your feet, having one foot in front of the other, or lifting your top leg. Pushing the hips towards the ceiling, using the breath. 5 more seconds. And releasing that back, coming back to your plank, lowering down, option to hover in chaturanga or just melt onto the mat. But if you can hover, hover. Elbows hugging the ribs. Body is lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing down, pressing into the hands to rise up into our cobra. Exhale, release. 4 more. Inhale, press up, cobra. Exhale, relax the neck. Shoulders down and back, elbows by the rib cage. 2 more. Last one. And now slide those hands out in front of you, coming to Sphinx. So one day it would be good if this felt like a relaxing posture. So hands are on the mat, forearms are on the mat. So your arms are what's supporting you. You're squeezing your gluteal muscles. And even though I hope this feels somewhat relaxing, it's still active. You still want to be lifting. Can you peel your belly button off of the mat? Can you squeeze your glutes a little bit more? Can you pull your shoulder blades together? This is a great one for people with really tight low backs that don't have as much bendiness in their low spine, because you're supported, but you can start to get that extension of the spine. Holding for a few more seconds. And releasing that down, sliding the hands back, push up and back, coming to child's pose. Rising up onto the toes, pushing up and back, downward facing dog. Pressing the heels towards the mat. Pressing the palms into the mat, rotating out from the shoulders. Tiny soft bend in the elbow if you tend to hyperextend. Think about pushing those sit bones up to the sky. Lifting that right leg up, bending the knee, dropping the foot towards the other side, stacking right hip on top of left. Think about lifting through your knee on this one. Often what I see is the knee is rotated down. See if you can rotate. Imagine pointing your knee towards the ceiling. Back to center. Swing that leg forward, plant it down, rising up to your warrior one. Or not your warrior one, your high lunge, sorry. To then come into a modification of warrior one, so or warrior three. Hands are going to shoot back. We're going to launch onto our front foot, and we're going to extend the back leg behind us. So I'm staying here in sort of superwoman position. You can definitely extend your arms in front of you if that is better. You could have your arms out to the side. That's more triangle 3. That's great for balance. Pushing the heel away. I really should be looking at the clock on this, but I can't see it right now. A few more seconds. Rising up, bringing that knee up, hands to heart center. Holding here. Option here to try extending the leg without leaning back. What tends to happen is we tend to compensate. We do this. See if you can stay upright. Whoop, I'm falling over. And just extend the leg, even if it's down here. The higher you can lift it, the more challenging it is on your balance. And we're going to step back to our high lunge. Hands find the mat, right foot steps back, plank, chaturanga, all the way down to the mat to your cobra, or if you're an up dog, you're coming to your up dog from your chaturanga, shoulders down, curling the toes under, pushing back, downward facing dog. Left leg extends up, bending the knee, dropping it to the right, stacking left hip on top of right, lifting through the knee. Imagine you're bringing your knee up towards the ceiling. Back to center, swinging that leg forward, planting it down, rising up to your lunge, and then coming into your warrior 3 variation. Arms shooting back, legs shooting back, pushing through the back heel. So your modification here is just being higher up. Right? We can just be here with just our toe off the mat. Hands by your side is definitely easier than hands extended out in front. Arms extended to the side can help your balance. What's most important is your head is in line with your foot. So wherever I am on the fulcrum, notice my crown of my head is always in line with my foot. 5 more seconds. And then rising up, bringing that knee up, hands to heart center. So I encourage you to just work here. The only reason to extend your leg is if you're perfectly stable there. If you're not perfectly stable there, work from there. Torso lifted so you're not leaning back. Stepping that foot all the way back. Hands find the mat, stepping back to your plank, lowering all the way down, or just a chaturanga, flipping the feet up to your cobra or your up dog, pressing back, coming to down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet, letting yourself hang over in a forward fold. Bend the knees and roll up your spine, one vertebra at a time. So we're going to do Pilates style push-ups. So it looks a little bit like the start of a sun salutation. We're going to come down, then we're going to walk out to plank. We're going to do 5 push-ups. We're going to do 1 cobra chaturanga, back to our down dog, and walk back here. So I'll talk you through it, but it's sort of a hybrid. First round of push-ups, I'll have you separate your hands and do wide pectoral push-ups. Second round, we'll do narrow, more tricep push-ups. You can always choose to do them from knees. You can always choose to do smaller push-ups to modify. All right, hands to heart center. You're at the back of your mat. Inhale, extend up. Exhale to hinge forward, release. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale to release. Now walk out. 4, 3, 2, 1. You're in plank. Hands wide, hands slightly turned in, dropping to knees to modify. 5 push-ups. 5, exhale up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk those hands back under the shoulders. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Pressing back to down dog. Walk the hands back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands at heart center. Same thing again, narrow push-ups. Inhale, extend, open up. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release, walk it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands stay narrow this time, option to modify, or from here we lower down. 5, elbows hug the rib cage. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Chaturanga hover. Belly button in, elbows bent, hips parallel to the floor. Get the hips lifted. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip the feet up to your up dog. Exhale, back down dog. If you did that, great job. Holding your down dog for a moment. Walk the hands back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let yourself hang. Shaking your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. Walk it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down to the mat. Press up to a cobra. And push back to child's pose. Bringing hands beside the body, palms up. To release. Bringing yourself up, spinning those legs around. And coming down onto your back. So, your option for your inversion. First option is to grab a block and come up to a modified bridge. So you can be here in your low bridge, middle, or all the way up here. Awesome, awesome stretch for your back. If you find that your back is tight, if you struggle with our back extensions, this is a great one. This is also a good modification if you shouldn't be inverted. Next option is to lower that block to your sacrum and bring your legs straight up from your hips. You can also do this against a wall. Next option, if it's not contraindicated for you, is to come on over into plow. Legs extended, careful that you're not putting pressure on your neck. If this doesn't work on your neck, Don't stay in it. And your final option is to come up to your shoulder stand. Again, be really careful with your neck. If you are not used to doing this, I don't encourage you to start it. I encourage you to work on other postures. And of course, if you wanted to come to headstand, Shirshasana, you could do that. Wherever you are, start your yoga breath. So you're inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. If your legs are lifted up from the block or the wall or in shoulder stand or headstand, you want to open your legs, you could certainly do that. If you want to work with one leg down, one leg up, and give yourself a stretch in your hamstring, you can do that. Just make sure you do both. If you want to continue working your core, you can unsupport your shoulder stand. So your hands are on the mat, working to really keep yourself vertical. You could also do crunches here. Plow to shoulder stand. Many options. This is your free time. Decide what you want to do with it. If you are currently in shoulder stand, go ahead and let your legs come overhead into plow. Everyone roll on down. If you have a block under you, lift your hips and take that block out from under you. Everybody come with knees into chest. And give yourself a little rock. And then we'll counter pose for people who did shoulder stand and plow. Bring the hands under the body, palms down. Extend the legs, really work your shoulders under your body. Reach your fingertips towards your heels. Pull the shoulders back. You can stay here in your baby fish. Or if you want, you can prop up on those forearms and release down. Just make sure if you do this, your head hits the floor. Head dangling in space is not good on the neck. So you could put a block under the crown of your head if your head is dangling in space. Pulling the shoulders back, reaching the toes forward. Inhaling and exhaling. And releasing that down. Stretch your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Push them away. Push your heels away. Deep inhale. And exhale. Let it go. Bring your arms down by your side. Separate your legs. Palms up. Chin towards chest. And bring your attention to your breath. Inhaling. Exhaling through the nose. If you're short of breath, go ahead and do some really slow exhales through the lips. That will help you. And then whenever you have your breath and your heart rate is beginning to slow, come to your yoga breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. As you inhale, imagining drawing in a peaceful, relaxing energy. As you exhale, imagine letting go of stress and tension, releasing into the mat, giving that which you don't need back to the earth so it can be recycled. allowing the breath to deepen. As you inhale, allow the ribs to expand, the abdomen to expand. Imagine you can breathe down all the way down to the bottoms of your legs, the bottoms of your hands, the top of your head, recharging all of your cells, your muscles, your joints. Begin to reawaken, wiggling fingers and wiggling toes, rolling your head from side to side, releasing any tension you may be holding there. And then rolling onto your side, letting your bottom arm extend so that you can rest your head, tucking over into the fetal position for a moment. Taking a moment to thank yourself for your practice. And then when you're ready, pressing yourself up to sit. Finding a seated position, legs crossed gently in front of you, arms releasing down into your lap, growing nice and tall, lifting through the spine, shoulders releasing down and back, chin towards chest. Soften the muscles of your face. Take a moment to enjoy the stillness while alert, yet relaxed. Bringing your hands palm to palm, hands at heart center. Allowing you to take this positive energy with you for the remainder of the day, the remainder of the week, spreading love and positivity. The light in me acknowledges and honors the light in you. Namaste.